Meet the Robinsons, man. I feel like that's code for drug use.
I'm telling you, man, this movie is like Back to the Future if it was made by a crack baby with ADD that went off the levels. It's just insane.
No, it is. I mean, I feel like right now, I feel like I'm high. Like I'm tripping on Robinsons.
Oh, yeah. And not really, it's not one of those good trip or bad trip. It's just kind of like the, what in the hell was that trips?
Yeah, it's like all these colors, man. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I have to talk me down right now.
I mean, it didn't help that the whole thing's in 3D as well. So there's like just this series of non sequiturs flying around. There's shit flying everywhere throughout this whole movie. Just weird stuff. Like, why is that there? There's like dinosaurs and all sorts of the bowling hat that flies around and controls the bad guy. And what's going on in this movie?
Yeah, people. Cyrus is right. This movie, at its base, it's about time travel, but when they go into the future, which, by the way, the future's obviously
made by Fisher-Price.
Exactly. Yeah, Fisher-Price controls the future. Everything's in color and looks like an inflatable baby's toy. But it's when they go into the future. I mean, they introduce all these characters that don't really have anything with the story. But they all these weird things start to happen that they really don't explain. It's so random, and it was blowing my mind.
Yeah, there's really no explanation for the film except that it was trying to capture that. I really think they were trying to capture that audience of ADD kids, the kids who's used to video games and it faster, better, faster. It doesn't even have to make sense. Just keep us visually entertained. That's who this movie is for, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, let's face it, the jokes aren't real funny in this movie. They try to do the jokes. It's not written well. It looks pretty, even though, it still has that sort of facade, like it's pretty and it's colorful, but it only goes but so deep. It's like there'll be dials on computers and they look like the stickers that you used to put on like model airplanes.
Well, wait. I'm sorry. I'm still tripping, man. I'm looking at you and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why am I talking so slowly?
See, don't do that. Just stop. I'm sorry, but please, I'm just.
Well, just say there's just so much going on, but there's not a lot of depth to it, either in the storyline, the jokes, or in like even the images themselves. Like there's like computer panels where you look at them and they're not moving. They look like the labels that you'd affix to like toy cars or something. They don't move. They look like labels.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is all a thing to sell more toys because, look, the toy looks exactly like the one in the movie. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely trying to take this. It's definitely taking on this vintage style, which more reflects retro toys or Art Deco toys more than it does actual functioning machines. But I mean, in this family, the actual Robinsons, it might as well be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. They are insane. They're crazy.
They are. I tell you, this is like if Lego put out their versions of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family, it'd be kind of like this, because they got the Lego Star Wars characters and the Lego everything characters. But this would be the Lego Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Or if Disney did a version.
Disney's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, this family is crazy. When you get to meet them, you don't really know who all of them are. I mean, they when we get introduced by, I'm sorry, let me start off.
Texas Chainsaw Jubilee.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, when we get introduced to this family, the Robinsons, in the movie at first, they don't waste any time giving you these quick montages of how insane these people are.
But they're inbred insane.
In a way, yeah, they're retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they just happen to be in a space age environment instead of like in the backwoods, rural country roads, and that's the problem with the movie. You're right. It's very non sequitur. We have too many family members for this Robinson family. We don't ever get a chance to know them because it's too many, and the movie moves too fast. And then you're right. I mean, there's just certain things that are thrown in there, even when they're explained. It's just still random. You got a dinosaur that comes out of nowhere, a T-Rex. You got talking frogs who dance and sing like the Rat Pack, and then you got like these, you got killer bowler hats.
Yeah, killer bowler hats are the villain. They are the big brother of the dystopian, the bad future.
Yeah, it's like Britain has a new plan for colonialism or something. Let the hats infiltrate.
I tell you, this movie was, though, I mean, on some level, I can say I honestly appreciate it because it was eye candy. It just never stopped moving. You can't be bored in this movie. It's impossible. Even though it's not good, per se, you're not bored. I mean, I guarantee you that you know how, like, Dark Side of the Moon can be synced up with The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Like, Ween's new album is going to be the same thing with this. You know, it's just crazy. It's either that or this is Andy Dick's sexuality. The question is answered when Andy Dick goes home. This is what he masturbates to. This movie.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's almost like Pee Wee Herman's wet dream or something.
Right.
It's man, this is yeah. And the thing is, I was bored. I mean, it began to make. Let me get my thoughts together. It got to a point where it made so little sense that I just kind of sat back and was like, well, I really don't care about anybody right now. And, you know, all these colors are fine and everything, but I'm a little bored. And it wasn't until the last 30 minutes, though, that you didn't focus on so many characters. They actually centered on one or two people, and they begin to explain all this craziness, and I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, it started getting itself together by the end of it. But even so, I mean, like you're saying, all these colors washing over you. You don't really know what's going on. You're not really sure what's happening, but nothing stops moving. I mean, it is an acid trip. I mean, I'm not saying I've done psychedelic. Okay, I've done psychedelic drugs.
Yeah.
I was the guy in the holding cell going, "Officer, I could really use a dodecahedron right now." But it's like that, and there's no. I mean, I know Lasseter was just the executive producer. We usually expect more from him. He's like the head of one of the head guys at Pixar. But I think all he did was kind of look at it with the sound off and go, "Yep, that looks okay."
Yeah.
You know, because it has that Pixar sense of just velocity, but it doesn't have anything to tie it together.
It doesn't have the storytelling.
Mm-mm.
I mean, even though, John Lasseter, who's with Pixar, that came in and like helped with the story, I think. Obviously, he just said, you know, this is all I can do. This shit is too crazy for me. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is one that really is going to appeal to little kids.
It's for very young kids. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, because
or
really
people on lots of drugs.
Yeah, yeah, and which this movie, as far as I'm concerned,
was made on it.
Yeah, was made on it is a drug.
Yeah, with those 3D glasses on, hell, there were points I flinched. Not because you know anything was so realistic, because there's just so much shit going on. You like didn't see that thing coming out of you at the corner. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah, you know, when like the Robinsons are too much in my face. It's like it's bad enough this movie is crazy, but with it being in 3D, I mean, I feel like I'm in a nut house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
And you were, hell, you've got no sleep for like 2 days now, and that thing kept you awake. You were scared to close your eyes. Someone was going to come out and get you.
I'm still tripping. I'm telling you, this movie was freaking me out. I mean,
Can't sleep. Robinsons will eat me.
Yeah. Help me. There's Robinsons under my skin. No, it was, you know, I mean, like I said, for adults, I would definitely say rental.
Yeah, if you're an animation fan, only if you're going with a bunch of, like I said, only if you're going with a bunch of friends, you maybe got a little illicit substances going on and you want to enjoy that at theater with 3D, sure, why not? But if you're going in like, I'm an animation fan, I love animated films, you're an adult, you can skip this one. It's a rental.
Speaking of animation, I really did like the design of the movie. I liked all the color schemes. I liked the animation. I mean, technically, it's a great looking movie.
Yes, it is. It's just pretty.
A little thin on the plot. That's all.
Yeah. Will that do?
I mean, I haven't slept in 24 hours, so this is probably not the best thing for me to be watching right now. Nevertheless. See, just watching that clip right there makes me feel like I'm addicted to meth or something. I mean, next thing you know, I'm going to be hitting up a giant mouse trying to score some drugs. Come on, man. Give me some Robinsons, please. I'll do anything. I'll suck your dick. Holy shit. I'm sorry. Really, I'm sorry. Please. I'm sorry. I won't disturb you anymore. Please continue. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Really, it's nothing, man. I'm sorry. Please. I won't interrupt you anymore. Please continue.